こんにちは。私はデイビッド・ゲンボーと申します。今日は私の TOEFL コースのサンプルレッスンにアクセスしていただいて、本当にありがとうございます。私のコースは全部で18回すべて英語でのレッスンになります。内容は Speaking, Writing, Listening, そして Reading すべてをカバーしています。そして今日はサンプルレッスンとして Speaking の第一問目を解いてみたいと思います。そしてこのサンプル問題も実際のコースと同じように英語で解いていきますのでよろしくお願いします。Okay, so let's get started. So today's one-point lesson will cover the speaking section of the TOEFL test, question 1. Okay, what is question 1 of the speaking section of the TOEFL test? This is an independent question, and that means that there's no wrong answer. They're going to ask you about a topic that you're familiar with, and you have to think about a response. You have 15 seconds to prepare your response, and you have 45 seconds then to give your response after you've prepared. Now, let's try an example together, okay, before I give you any tests or sort of test strategies or tips and see how you do. Now, I want you to get some kind of timing device. Maybe your cell phone has a stopwatch, or if you have a stopwatch in your watch or on your computer, get that ready. And I want you to try this question by yourself, okay, without me giving you any type of guidance before. And then you can compare how you did the first time and the second time after I give you some strategies and tips on how to approach question 1 of the speaking section for the TOEFL test. So the question is, talk about a game, sport, or other group activity that is played in your country. Explain why you think the activity is enjoyable. Okay, so take 15 seconds. Okay, you can start your timer now to think about your response. Okay, so start your timer now. Okay, so that's 15 seconds. Now take 45 seconds to give your response. Okay, if you've never done this before, okay, try your best. And after, okay, I'll give you some sort of tips and test-taking techniques and strategies about how to approach this. But for the moment, okay, take 45 seconds, give the best response that you can, and then we'll go through it together. So start your response, 45 seconds now. Okay, so stop talking. Okay, so how did it go? Were you able to think of an answer? Did you think of some reasons to support your answer? Did you take 10 seconds to get started speaking? Did you say a lot of, I don't know, oh no, start over? Okay, these are very, very normal things about what students do when they first start to answer these questions. Okay, so if you panicked or if you ran out of time, okay, if you talked too long or if you didn't talk long enough, okay, all of those are sort of common patterns, okay, of people answering the questions at the beginning. So don't panic, okay? I will give you some tips now about how to approach this problem, and then you'll try to answer the question again after, and I think you'll find that you will be able to answer it much better in a much more sort of organized fashion after we go through these. Okay. So take a look, okay? So the strategy, okay, for question 1 of the speaking section of the TOEFL test, okay, I'll give you 5 steps here, okay? So the first step, okay, you remember you have 15 seconds to prepare your response. And what you want to do in those 15 seconds is think of the answer, okay? You're going to have to give some kind of answer. In this case, they say talk about a sport or an activity that people like to do in your country. So the first thing you think of, okay, that is going to be your answer. Okay, for me, okay, when I did this question, I thought of beach volleyball. Okay, that's something people love to do. And then what you want to think is one reason why do people like whatever your answer was. So you need to think of your answer, and you need to think of one reason why. And for me, one of the first reasons, okay, that popped into my mind, was that anybody can play. Okay, beach volleyball is not so difficult, okay, and you can have fun even if you're not a great player. Okay, so that's step one. If you can, okay, you can also think of a second reason. Okay, as you practice more of these questions, you'll get better at doing that, and you might be able to come up with a second reason during the 15 seconds. But if you don't, okay, don't panic. What that means is that you have to think of the second reason as you're speaking, and you'll get better at that too. Okay, so if all of this seems kind of scary right now, okay, don't worry. So then move into the second step. Okay, second step is start strong. Okay, this has two parts. Okay, so the first part means that you must start exactly when they tell you to start. Okay, a lot of people sort of, when they hear the beep to start talking, okay, give their response, they take a deep breath and then they say, as they're waiting to get started. Okay, but you only have 45 seconds to speak, so you really can't waste that time. Some people waste up to 5 or 10 seconds there. Okay, so you don't have that time, so you need to make sure, number one, you start speaking immediately. Then the second part of start strong is that, okay, maybe you're still thinking about your responses. Okay, you're not 100% confident with your reasons, but what you can always do to start, okay, and to start strong is to repeat the question. Okay, so you take from the question and you make your opening sentence. So you say a sport or activity that is enjoyed by many people in my country is, then you put in your answer, beach volleyball. Okay, so by repeating parts of the question, you can speak clearly, you can speak confidently because you're effectively just reading that out. You know that the grammar is going to be correct, you're not going to make any simple mistakes there, and that allows you to give a very good impression to the grader as they're listening to your opening sentence. So the opening sentence, okay, you started strong, okay, you started on time, you got that out, okay, then you want to go to step 3, and step 3 is transitioning between your answer, okay, in which case my example talking about beach volleyball, and you want to transition to your support reasons. And so what you need to do is add some kind of sentence in there that says, I think, okay, beach volleyball is enjoyable, okay, for several reasons. Okay, that's the easiest way to answer this. Okay, especially at the beginning when you're sort of not so used to giving these responses. What that does is that sort of buys you time. And I'll give you a speaking template in a moment. Okay, you can see exactly where you need to put in your information. But structure is very, very important in these responses. So you want to make sure that you've got this transition sentence to connect your answer, okay, which is the first sentence, okay, to your reasons that you're going to give to support that. And you can do that by saying, I think this is true for several reasons, okay? Or as you practice more and you get better at giving these responses, you can say, I think beach volleyball is enjoyable for reason 1, okay, so, or because reason 1, because it's easy to play and anybody can have fun doing it, okay, and you could give your second reason, okay. In my case, my second reason is going to be, because it's a good way to meet people on holiday, okay, you can just go and join in a game, and you make new friends as you're playing. So the transition, okay, you move into your reasons. Then when you state the first reason, you always have to introduce that reason, okay? So you need some kind of introductory sort of phrase or word to show the grader that, okay, I'm going to start introducing my first point now. Now, what I teach to my students is always start with to begin. Okay, you could say first or to start or something like that, okay? But to begin will always work. And once you have it memorized that you always need to say to begin to introduce your first point, then you don't have to think about it anymore. Okay, so the more you can sort of get this to sort of a template and sort of automatic response where you're giving your speaking response, the easier it will be for you to have more time to think about the actual content. So you need to memorize the structure and the template, the speaking template, which I'll give you in a moment. But you always want to start your first reason to begin. Okay, the reason why I think beach volleyball is enjoyable is, okay, whatever that reason is, okay, is that it's fun to play and anybody can play, okay, even if they're not a very good player. Then you want to give some kind of story or an example. Okay, so you can say, for example, when I was young, I used to play beach volleyball with my cousins, and it was always a lot of fun, even though I wasn't a very good player. Okay, then you move into the second reason. And you always need to introduce your second reason as well. So the word I suggest my students use, okay, is furthermore. Okay, so furthermore, I think beach volleyball is enjoyable, okay, because it's a great way to meet people on holiday. Okay, so now, okay, the last point, which is very, very important, it's not a step, but it's something that you need to remember when you're practicing these questions, is that you need to watch the clock very, very closely the whole time you're giving your response. Okay, you will get better at your time management as you go, but if you're starting your second reason sort of with 5 seconds or left, okay, or less left, you want to just say the reason, okay, so I think, so furthermore, I think beach volleyball is enjoyable because it's a great way to meet new people. Okay, if you only have 5 seconds left, okay, you stop there. Don't try to start a story or an example if you only have a couple seconds left, okay, because you will get cut off. The recording will stop, and it's very negative. You sort of get marked down if your response is cut off because you've run out of time. Because time management is a very, very important part of all parts of the TOEFL, but especially with these speaking exercises. So if you finish, okay, your reason, okay, and you have a couple seconds left, say 2 or 3 seconds, okay, then again, don't start the example. Just wait. You can leave those 2 or 3 seconds blank. You don't want to leave more than 5 seconds blank, okay, at the end. But if you just have a couple seconds, okay, it's better to stop, okay, on your own time than get cut off by the recording. Okay. Okay, now we'll look at the speaking template, okay? So you can see here, okay, this sort of is just a summary of the things we were just talking about. The first thing you want to do, okay, in your 15 seconds to prepare your response, okay, on the left side of this chart here, is number 1, think of the answer. In my case, beach volleyball. Okay, then think of the first reason, okay? The first reason I thought is because it's a fun sport and anybody can play even if they're not a good player. Then I talked about my cousins, playing with my cousins and having fun, even though I wasn't so great at beach volleyball. The second reason, okay, maybe you thought of it in the 15 seconds, okay, maybe you didn't, okay, but if not, you will think of this second reason as you're talking and giving the first reason. And the second reason for me was that it's a great way to meet new people on vacation. Now, okay, very, very important. On the right side, okay, you'll see the speaking template. And of course, you're going to have to change this a little bit, okay, depending on what the question is, okay. But in this case, okay, you would say, instead of my favorite, okay, you would say a sport or group activity that is popular, okay, in my country is, okay, beach volleyball. Okay, I think beach volleyball is enjoyable, okay. You put your information in here, okay, because, okay, 2 reasons, or you can say, I think beach volleyball is enjoyable for several reasons. At the beginning, you can just start with several reasons because that's easier. Okay, but it's a very good response, but it's your transition sentence, okay, but it will, as you get better and you get better at your time management, if you have time and you feel comfortable, you can say, I think beach volleyball is enjoyable because it's fun to play and anybody can play, and also it's a great way to meet people on holiday. And then you go into your reasons, your support reasons. Remember, the first reason you always start with to begin. So to begin, okay, I think beach volleyball is enjoyable, okay, because anybody can play, even if they're not a great player. Okay, then you give your example, okay, you talk about, for example, the one I used, okay, talking about I used to play at the beach in North Carolina with my cousins, okay, when I was a kid, and I always had a great time, even though I wasn't such a great player. Okay, then you want to move into your second point. Okay, furthermore, give your second reason. So furthermore, I think people enjoy beach volleyball because it's a great way to meet new people on holiday. Okay, if you have time, okay, that means sort of 5 seconds or more, then you can give another example or story. If you don't, okay, then stop talking. Okay, don't leave blank more than 5 seconds, okay, but if you just have a few seconds, just stop talking. Give the reason, okay, you have to give the reason, okay, but you don't need to give an example or a story after that, and you don't need a conclusion for this either. Okay, so some points, okay, to look at here as well. So remember, the first sentence, okay, must clearly state your position or answer, okay, so you need to tell what is your answer, in this case, beach volleyball. Okay, don't forget your transition sentence. Remember, you need to link your answer to your support reason. So that's where you put in, I think beach volleyball is enjoyable for several reasons. Okay, then you introduce your first point, okay, and your second support point. Use to begin to introduce the first one, okay, give the support point, okay, and then an example or story to give a little bit more information about that, a little bit more support. Then furthermore, second reason, look at the clock, okay, if you have time, okay, you can give another example or story, and if you don't, you can stop talking there. And as you practice this more and more, okay, you're going to get better and better at managing your time. Okay, you'll know that, okay, I have a little bit extra time. I can put more information for my second to support my second reason, okay, examples or stories, okay, or, oh no, okay, I only have a couple seconds left. I should stop talking now. So these are things that you'll get better at as you practice more and more. And always, okay, watch the clock when you're giving your response. Okay, so take a look at this template again, okay, put that in your mind, okay, so make sure you give your response in the first sentence, and transition in the second sentence, okay, into your support reasons, then start your first reason with to begin, and your second reason with furthermore. Okay, so let's go to the next slide, okay, then let's try this question again, okay, so we did this once, okay, and you didn't have any sort of guidance, okay, but now you've got a speaking template, you know what to do, okay, let's try this one again. So you have 15 seconds. If you have your stopwatch, okay, get that ready. And we'll start. Okay, we'll have 15 seconds to prepare the response. Okay, so start your preparation now. Okay, so now you're going to have 45 seconds, okay, when I say start, okay, you have 45 seconds to begin your response. Start your response now. Okay, so that's 45 seconds. Okay, stop talking, stop giving a response. Congratulations. Okay, you've just finished giving your sort of first response, okay, to the TOEFL test speaking section, question number 1. Hopefully, okay, if you compare that to what you did a couple moments ago, okay, a couple minutes ago at the beginning with no preparation, in theory, okay, that should have helped you give a much more organized response, and also to start being able to manage your time better. So the last thing we'll do today, okay, in this short 1-point lesson, is we will take a look at a sample answer that I've given, okay, that I think would be a high scoring response. Okay, so you can see all these things I was talking about as we went through it slowly, they're going to appear in my response. So, a popular sport that many people enjoy playing in the United States, especially in summer, is beach volleyball. Okay, now you go to your transition sentence. I think beach volleyball is enjoyable because anybody can play regardless of their ability level, and it is a great way to meet new people on holiday. So here I gave reason 1 and reason 2. Or you can use the easy method, okay? I think beach volleyball is enjoyable for several reasons. So you can use the easy method as you start, okay, but as you get better and you get more comfortable giving your responses, okay, I encourage you to give the first reason and second reason in your transition sentence, if you can. Right? So then you move into your reason 1, okay, start reason 1 by saying to begin, okay, every time to begin, okay, to begin, I think beach volleyball is enjoyable because anyone can play. Almost all the games are just for fun, and everyone is welcome to join in. I remember playing every summer on the beach in North Carolina as a child with my cousins and having a great time, even though I was not a very good player. Okay, now you're going to move into your second reason. So furthermore, playing beach volleyball is a lot of fun because you can easily meet, again, new people on holiday. Go to any beach in the United States, okay, during the summer, and you will be welcome to join a beach volleyball game. You may even be invited to a barbecue after the game as well. Okay, so you can continue to hang out and make new friends there. So this is an example of what I think would be a high-scoring response, okay? And you can see it follows very closely to the structure and to the strategies that we learn. So the last thing I'll leave you with, okay, the more you practice, okay, the better you'll get at these. Okay, once you have the template, okay, once you understand the structure of the response, okay, the more questions that you practice, okay, the better and better you will be. So good luck with your TOEFL studies, okay? I hope you found this useful, and I look forward to seeing you in class soon. Thank you, and good luck.